These three young men, near honors students all, I don't think they deserve to have their bright futures ruined by a momentary, minute, never to be repeated lapse of judgment.
Press conference said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch, got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Okay, baby, it's on! Like Donkey Kong, we got big news for you. Yesterday at approximately 7 p.m., the Republicans voted to formalize the impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden. This had all the right people, all sorts of pissed off. Ladies and gentlemen, the impeachment inquiry is now officially on. Watch.
First, the House wanting information from the son, then the House turning to an investigation of Dad. The House just voted to formalize an impeachment inquiry for President Biden. The vote 221 to 212. The House could have been on firmer legal ground enforcing its subpoena for Hunter Biden to appear for a deposition today had the impeachment inquiry already been in place. Instead, Hunter Biden skipped out.
All we're trying to do is get the needed people who have been blocked or refused to cooperate to come in and testify under oath before Congress.
The House lacked the votes to initiate the investigation for months, but moderates from swing districts finally climbed on board. Democrats accused their colleagues of a fishing expedition.
I want to give James Comer some credit, because after 50,000 pages of depositions and secret hearings and closed hearings, I think if we give him enough time, he's going to prove that Hunter Biden is Joe Biden's son.
It's like Eric Swalwell successfully not crapping his pants on TV or sleeping with the Chinese spy. So great job there, Eric Swalwell. I got a little something for you, Mr. Swalwell. I got a handy little note card here. Now, Eric Swalwell was the guy who went on TV and was explaining to us, let's get the clip here, explaining to us that Donald Trump asked Vladimir Putin to help him cheat an election, right? You all know the clip, very famous. Eric Swalwell was one of the most famous Russia collusion propagators. He was patient zero. He was Typhoid Mary of Russia collusion with Donald Trump. Now, why is that? Well, probably because he knew that the intel agencies knew that he slept with Fang Fang. He did a bang bang on Fang Fang. And so they used that as leverage for Eric Swalwell to go on TV and launder all of their disinformation. Eric Swalwell is, of course, a compromised individual. This was the scene with Eric Swalwell disgracing himself on national TV, letting out all sorts of odious, toxic fumes, and we're just talking about the lies he's spewing out of his mouth before he spews toxic fumes in another way. Watch.
The evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from
It'll never not be funny. Here's what's not funny. A very special list that we have put together here that shows you the impeachment evidence against Joe Biden and against Donald Trump. Now, you'll recall that Eric Swalwell went hard in the paint. Not as hard as he went with Fang Fang, but hard in the paint nonetheless against Donald Trump. Now, what evidence is in the Donald Trump column? This is a really important graphic, okay? Evidence. Democrat-affiliated whistleblower reported Trump wanted Biden corruption probe. And then they released a transcript that says Donald Trump talking with Zelensky going, hey, man, Joe Biden's dirty as hell. You should consider looking into this guy because what he did in Ukraine's wrong. Which is true. And we've proved it. And we've played you the tapes. We've played you the clips. Now, here's what they have against Biden. Let's go ahead and check the other column. The evidence against Biden. Again, they're impeaching Joe Biden for high crimes, misdemeanors, bribery, treason, all of the aforementioned things in the Constitution that you can impeach president for. Article 2, Section 4. We've studied it. WhatsApp messages that, of course, reveal that Joe Biden was part of a bribery scheme. IRS whistleblowers that, of course, reveal that Joe Biden was part of a bribery scheme. The big guy receives 10% from a communist Chinese linked deal. That, of course, proves that he's part of a traitorous scheme with our enemies. Hunter's texts say that he kept 15% of his paycheck, along with emails that Joe Biden took half of his checks. Well, okay, there's bribery, treason. Hunter Biden's business dealings were illegal. That illegality spreads to Joe Biden. FBI undercover asset reported bribery scheme confirmed the big guy is Joe Biden. Uh-oh. Hunter Biden's business partner also confirmed the big guy is Joe. After Joe left VP office, Hunter's Burisma salary cut in half. Not just cut in half, reduced down to 0 by 2019, according to the feds. Eyewitness statements. More than 150 suspicious activity reports from U.S. banks. Joe Biden and Hunter Biden shared a bank account. Biden's 2 fake email aliases. Biden wrote a letter to Hunter's business partners thanking them. Biden videotaped confession. We played it in the cold open. Oh, son of a bitch, he got fired. And we put in place someone who was solid, right? What happened to that someone who was solid? They went to jail for corruption. It's true. Biden dining with Hunter's business partners and then lying about it. Obama administration not knowing Biden would demand Ukrainian prosecutors firing. Even the Obama administration, which, by the way, I'm not trying to simp for them. They are deeply evil. But the depths to which the Biden corruption sunk even scared the Obama administration. There are multiple reports from Obama State Department saying, what the hell is what is this family doing? How is Hunter serving on the board of Burisma in Ukraine? There were multiple big red flags that the State Department was like, what's going on with these guys? And of course, you and I both know exactly what happened. This was the plum that was handed to Joe Biden after he decided that he wouldn't run against Hillary Clinton. There was supposed to be a bloodbath where Joe Biden runs against Hillary Clinton to run in 2016, and they were able to bribe Joe off and, of course, let him get away with it. That was the catch. You'd be able to do this forever. You'd be able to get all this money forever. You'd be able to sell the American public, defraud us, commit treason forever, and nobody would ever hold you into account. And of course, we stopped that with Donald Trump. Thank you. Ding. Biden helping Hunter's Chinese business partners' kids get into U.S. colleges. We have all the letters. We have all the documentation. Flight records that show Hunter flew 411 times on government jets while Joe was VP. Why'd that happen? Biden received kickbacks from University of Penn after school received $54 million in Chinese donations. Biden refuses to release records of his S-corps or bank statements during bribery scheme. So there's all the evidence stacked up, one versus the other. Yet Democrats are out here screaming from the rooftops about how innocent Joe Biden is. At the very least, you deserve to have an investigation. At the very least, there's enough smoke that it's stinging the eyes. We must find where the fire is coming from. Daily Mail has a really good article today saying all the evidence Republicans compiled against Hunter and Joe Biden's corruption, culminating in a vote to formalize impeachment. So what have the Republicans compiled? Just an absolute mountain, actually, of evidence. I love the fact that they have revealed that there was a 3-carat diamond handed to Hunter Biden. Where'd it go? There's photos of it. Where'd it go? Diamond the size of a fist handed to Hunter Biden by the communist Chinese. Where'd it go? It defies human nature. What George Orwell said in 1984 about the party is that they're going to ask you to deny your eyes and deny your ears. You're going to have to deny your own senses to understand what's happening around you. Do you believe that the communist Chinese are paying for nothing? Do you get multi-millions from the communist Chinese? Have they ever wired you $5 million in the dark of night? What were they paying for? This is what all the bank statements say. Like, wait a second, we can't figure out all these suspicious activity reports. There's the diamond. What are these things? What are they buying? They're buying access. They're buying access to the American taxpayer dole. They're buying access to the printing presses for American dollars, and they're buying policies. They're buying insurance policies against our own American government. And this is what the Bidens were selling, ladies and gentlemen. So yesterday, Hunter Biden went up to Capitol Hill. We covered it live and muled and bitched and cried and whined and salty, fake onion tears rolling down his face, saying that his father was not directly financially involved, okay? This is not just moving the goalpost. This is getting a backhoe and ripping the goalposts up out of the ground and dragging them across the field into the next county. So we've gone from Hunter did nothing wrong to Joe Biden knows nothing to Joe Biden's not directly involved to Joe Biden's not directly financially involved. That is the new buckled up, tightened up lawyerese speak for Hunter Biden. They roll beyond the absurd. Yeah, okay, got it. They're scared. It's scared. Finally. We're winning. Know this, we're winning. And we're not even going to get, we haven't even gotten to what happened yesterday with the January 6 cases. Expect probably 80% of the January 6 cases to be thrown out. They've now stopped all the prosecution into Donald Trump. Do you have your eyes opened? We are winning. We have now taken ground for the first time in my lifetime since the election of Donald Trump. We are now finally taking ground back. They're firing the presidents of Ivy League schools now because of Republican-led testimonies. They're getting rid of DEI and ESG. Bob Iger's out there being like, we will no longer allow wokeness at Disney. We're winning. Bud Light is groveling and begging the UFC to slap their branding on everything. Hunter Biden is going up to Capitol Hill and crying. Oh, baby. And defying the subpoena. Now, Hunter Biden said there's no evidence. There's no evidence, he says. Again, let's put up the handy graphic. We have all our special little handy graphics. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's all the evidence. But it's really easy to have the press lie on your behalf and to, of course, never expose the American people to this kind of stuff. Hunter Biden, there's no evidence, please. Don't show me any evidence. I'm here to answer questions. And then he doesn't answer any questions. I'm here to testify. Then he doesn't testify. And he runs away inside of his Secret Service, hermetically sealed box. Wait. There's no fairness. There's no decency in the Republican Party. Hold on. There's no decency in the Republican Party. This guy's saying that we have no decency? Dude, you slept with your sister-in-law. Once your brother died of brain cancer, you swooped in to sleep. You left your wife and kids and slept with your sister-in-law. Bagged your sister-in-law. Then you abandoned the kid you had with a stripper. Denied it was yours. She had to take you to court to get alimony. Whilst you were paying $385,000 a year, which is the median price of a home in America, on hookers and women who've been sex trafficked, you were lying to your ex-wife over your own text saying you had no money. You extorted your own employees for sex and nudes. We have the texts. When you couldn't pay their salaries, you extorted them. You are a sick, vile, reptilian human. Truly, a rodent, vermin, is Hunter Biden. The worst type of human being. And you have the bloody cheek to go up on Capitol Hill and say, Republicans don't have decency? You, the man who crawled on your hands and knees to smoke carpet parmesan off the floor at the same time that your father was bragging about locking up hundreds of thousands of young black men who did far less, a scintilla less, than you. You are filming mountains of crack. We can't play the clip because it always gets age gated. Because it shows such degenerate and open behavior that flaunts every American laws that your dad passed. Filming you weighing crack rocks the size of my fist. Talking with whatever trafficked girl happened to be in your apartment at the time. You had to have the Secret Service bust in your door in order to stop you from paying prostitutes with your father's credit card. Because it would directly link Celtic to your purchase, which is the Secret Service name for Joe Biden. The Secret Service had to show up to try and extort the records of a gun shop in order to try and hide the fact that you purchased a firearm while you were on drugs, strung out of your mind. Got in an argument, and then discarded that firearm into a dumpster next to a high school. These are just some of, just off the top of my head, some of the things that Hunter Biden is guilty of. The well goes much, much deeper. And this man goes to Capitol Hill and says that Jim Jordan and James Comer has no decency.